I'm Angie.
I'm David.
And we
met on Christian Connection. I was looking for a Christian relationship. I was sort of had this, one person say, go on Christian Connection. And I had thought, okay, what the hell? It was a moment of vulnerability. You have to sign up, you have to pay a subscription fee, you have to write a whole detailed thing. But there was one moment where I just felt like it was the right thing to do.
I wasn't someone who was traditionally for dating apps, but then I kind of realized, similarly to David, that Christian circles can be quite limiting sometimes, and you sometimes have to break out of that to find the right person. Christian Connection was really good in the way that I remember to ask a lot of questions about why you believe what you believe. I think it was really easy to see people that you really connected with, and it made it really easy to form those connections based on faith. It was important for me to make sure someone was very serious about their faith, that it was a personal faith to them. It wasn't just something that they, said that they believed in.
The faith thing was it was the most important aspect. But Christian Connection is also good in the sense of, the interests. And me and Angie have we share we love art, we love music. So it was a good way of kind of sparking that and going, I'm interested in this person. And I thought, this girl was quite cute, and I find her attractive. I spoke a lot and she ignored me.
I didn't realize at the time that I was giving very short responses to really long messages from David, which was quite embarrassing to look back on. I was like, oh wow, I really wasn't giving him a lot as much as you were giving me. But you always tell people that I ghosted you.
That's part. No, yeah. What? No, but that's the funny part, because she it was like that, but it was romantic in the end.
I realized he actually had a question in his last message, which I felt really bad about. I was like, I never responded to that question, which is what prompted me to write back eventually.
I've forgiven her now.
My sister and I had planned a night to go out for dinner at a restaurant in the city. And so I was going to meet my sister in the car park. She was running late, so I was on my phone, kind of just looking through my apps, and I was like, I haven't responded to this message. And as it turns out, he was walking by. I
thought, she looks awfully familiar. I went up to my car and I just couldn't shake this feeling. I had to go downstairs. I went downstairs. I kind of did a couple of laps around the car park just to see if this was the guy. And then she messaged me, and it turns out that it was Angie. It was the girl from Christian Connection.
And I remember he was kind of just lurking, waiting to talk to me, and I was like, who is this guy? I remember pretending to be on my phone. I didn't recognize him at all until you kind of came up and he introduced himself, and I was like, oh my God, I was just messaging this guy, and he just appears. And I remember seeing about 3 different car parks around me, and so the one that I ended up choosing was the one that you happened to park in, and it all just kind of aligned on the night for us to meet. So it definitely was a very, very much of a God thing, I think.
Yeah, definitely. 1.5 million people in the city.
David had asked me if we wanted to catch up for a coffee. I offered him the choice of either coming to, after church getting a coffee, or he could come to my church and get a coffee. I rocked up to church that morning, and then he walked through the doors, and I was just like, okay, it's go time.
I thought it'd be nice to meet Angie, and yes, church is an intimate thing, but turns out Angie's family went to this church. I met her family as well.
And I remember just everyone coming up to him afterwards, friends, family, just kind of bombarding this poor guy. David suggested just having going to the beach, because it was a nice, beautiful, sunny day, and then went to the beach and had a Cuban sandwich on the grass. And I remember seeing the way that he kind of lit up when he was talking about, his faith and his work and his passions, and I think that really drew me on that first date and made me want to keep going on more dates.
Yeah, and the same too on the other end.
I can definitely list one on the first date, because I remember saying, because I guess my background is Greek, and so I just assumed that to say goodbye, because he was Italian, and I remember leaning in at the end of the date to give him the kiss, and I think he was expecting a hug.
We don't really do that. I'm more Italian, but we're pretty Australian, When I met Angie, she was someone that was different, someone I was willing. I felt like I needed to be around, and I had probably never really felt that before. I can see, deeply cares, understands me, respects me, knows my, seen me in my weakest moments, and still cares and still wants to be there.
He was just really supportive through everything that was going on in my life, and therefore the hard times as well, the lows. And I think that's when I realized that this guy could be that could be someone who's really important to me and someone that I could really see myself spending the rest of my life with.
There's a spot in Adelaide. It's really known for its wine. So South Australia is kind of wine region, and there's this beautiful spot that me and Angie would go to. It's like on a hill with like a tree, sort of on, very picture perfect sort of stuff.
He popped the question, and we celebrated with we went to a little winery and had a glass of wine. It turned out it was International Cab Sav Day, the day that we got engaged.
Well, we might as well buy a bottle of Cab Sav.
Yeah, we did. To celebrate.
We got married in a place called Glen Ewan Estate. It's a fig orchard in Adelaide, and it's got this area called the Pulp Shed, which is just it's like a barn, made into like a wedding venue. It's on a lake as well, and you get married on the lake, and it's sort of like something out of an English fairy tale kind of thing. Like
the weather turned out pretty English as well. It was really nice. We had all our friends and family come together, and we were able to have those really special moments at the wedding, and everyone was there having a good time, having a dance.
Everyone danced, and everyone seemed to have a good time. I mean, that's really that was the main thing for us. For us, it was like, as long as the music's good, and the food's good and the drink's flowing, then everyone will have a good time. So, it's about us, but we're glad everyone enjoyed themselves as well.
Definitely. Because at the time I was like, it's a bit of a gloomy day. I didn't know how the photos were going to turn out, but we really loved it. And, it gave it a different vibe, the photos, a bit more moody vibe, which was nice. But, we really loved it.
It started drizzling and it was really muddy.
The dress is so bad.
Dress got ruined.
Well, we went on a honeymoon to Bali pretty much a couple of days after our wedding. We started building a house together as well. So we have, the house there, and just kind of navigating, living together and married life together. Yeah. So sharing a space with another person, sometimes can be, challenging, but no, it has a lot of pros, much more than the cons anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Let's, be real about it. No one's going to, if anyone says it's like, it's easy. Yeah, it's like, come on, it's humanity, right? We're like, it's normal. Yeah. So we're navigating that, and it's, it's so far so good. I'm in the arts. She's a writer, and she did journalism, and so I think we've been able to collaborate together on things, and so I feel like for me it's like been great to be able to share that creativity with Ange, someone who kind of gets it.
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of creative experiences that we've kind of had together, which has been really nice. It's always nice when you get someone that kind of matches your level, and you're like, and especially when it's that person that you spend the rest of your life with, and you have so much in common creatively as well. I've met a lot of people in my life that have been really closed off to the online dating world, which I think is really such a shame. And I remember breaking free from that mentality and being like, sometimes to meet someone you do have to expand your circle, your network. And I thought online dating is a great way to do that. Christian connection is good in the way that you can meet someone who's really serious about faith like you are. It's actually amazing what God can do when you allow yourself to be open and vulnerable like that.
But you don't know when God's working behind the scenes. And Christian Connection really was that platform that helped expand that, and I really do owe everything to Christian Connection. It allowed that initial contact with Angie to then let God do the work behind the scenes.
And when you think that someone's gone out of your life, and sometimes God has other plans and brings them back into them in a car park.